Southampton 1, Liverpool nil. What a performance from Southampton. Everyone will be talking about Liverpool. Everyone will be talking about the title race. Everyone will be talking about Liverpool missing Van Dijk. Listen, tonight Southampton were missing uh, Romeo and they were missing Vestergaard, two of the most influential players this season, and they've gone out there and they've earned 3 points. They deserve 3 points tonight. I thought they were magnificent. A lot of people are fixated on the attacking side of the game, but defending is just important. And you know what, Southampton did their job tonight, but I'm going to say now, I didn't think they were defending for their lives. I thought they were composed. I thought they were fantastic. I thought that Bednarak was man of the match for me. And so much of his season has been spent alongside Vestergaard. He's obviously not playing tonight. He's been missing for the last few games, back, I think, towards the end of January. And you know what? This is the third straight clean sheet for Southampton. Before this game tonight, they had drawn with Arsenal, lost to Manchester City, and had 2 goalless draws against Fulham and West Ham. And they've gone out there and they have got 3 points and they deserve it. And you know what? Again, people will be talking about Liverpool and the title race, but I am now beginning to think that Southampton are serious contenders for European football next year. Now, I think, even though they've got up to sixth, I think they are still, and I'm not saying this to be insulting, I think they're well short of having enough to get into the Champions League. But I tell you what, they are definitely capable of making the Europa League places this year. And they're definitely capable of bringing home a trophy this year. They could win the FA Cup. Now, obviously, I want my team to do it, but I would back Southampton to have a good cup run this year. And when they get Vestergaard back, they've got one of the best defences in the league. They're going to cause teams problems. We've seen that this year. We've seen that this season. They've been a magnificent run. And you know what? If you haven't seen the scenes at the end of this game, just go back and watch Ralph Hasenhüttl. Apologies if I can never pronounce his name correctly, but go back and look at the scenes. He's so emotional at the end of that game that he's got that win. It means so much. And you know what? The guy's got a lot of character, and I wouldn't be surprised if a team bigger than a team bigger or a club bigger, and again, I'm not saying this to be disrespectful, but a club bigger than Southampton, I wouldn't be surprised if they came looking soon. In the next 2 years, depending on what he wants to do, I wouldn't be surprised to see him at a bigger club, one of the supposed top six. Which, by the way, actually Southampton, given the form this season, they're well on the way to being one of the big six teams. This also raises questions regarding what happens now with Chelsea, because Southampton have gone into sixth. Aston Villa are in fantastic form. I'm definitely going to have to talk about Aston Villa at some point, but tonight this video belongs to Southampton. They have beaten Liverpool, they have beaten the champions. I think Liverpool are on a 12-game unbeaten run, and Southampton, I felt, looked comfortable throughout the night. I think Liverpool maybe tested Forster once, and you know what as well, Forster, he was at one point he was number one in that Southampton side, and tonight he's had to come back in and he's done a job, and he wasn't really tested. And Liverpool have been exposed really tonight. I don't think they have the mentality right now at this moment in time to really fight for this league. Now, that obviously is going to have to come back at some point, because there's no way they can keep dropping points at the rate that they are. Dropping points to Brighton and Fulham, and then of course West Brom. Tonight, Newcastle 0-0. No disrespect to those teams, but when you're top of the league, it's a test of character. It's a test of mentality. More teams are going to figure out the way you play, and it's going to be harder, and you're going to have to find a way of breaking those teams down, of winning these games. And Manchester City are on the ascendancy now, and they've improved their defence. massively. That was the biggest criticism over the last year for Manchester City is their defence. Well, they've locked down that defence. And yes, Chelsea were poor yesterday, but Manchester City, I've seen them a couple of times this season, and they're just there to remind everyone, remind us all that we're still here and we're just going about our business. Kind of like United have. They've slowly gone about the business. Nobody has really taken us seriously. Nobody's taken us seriously, and we've found ourselves second in the league. United could be top if they beat Burnley next week. So Liverpool have got to somehow find a way to get over whatever's going on within their squad, and they've got to push through this. But as I say, this video is not about the title race. This is about Southampton. I thought they were excellent tonight. I thought they were composed on the ball. And what really impressed me about them, when I watched that game between Chelsea and Manchester City on Sunday, yesterday, I thought Chelsea sort of stepped off. They stepped off Manchester City, and they let them have time and space on the ball. And Southampton didn't really do that. And I felt like there were times when they knew when to just set off and just see what Liverpool are going to do. But the way that they closed them down, the way that they didn't give them that time, the way that they didn't give them that space, they were hassling them and they were forcing them into mistakes. And I just thought that was a statement from Southampton tonight. Manchester City yesterday, that was a statement against Chelsea that they're here. Don't forget about us. We're still coming for the title. We're still in and around. Forget where we are in the league. That was what they were saying. They were saying, look at us, Manchester City. Southampton here has said, hey, what about us? What about us? Look at what we can do. They are an exceptional team at the moment, and full credit to Hasenhüttl, because where they were after that 9-0 defeat against Leicester, they lost a couple of games after that, and he looked on the brink and he's turned it around. And I've got a lot of time for Hasenhüttl, and I just thought it was great at the end. Again, if you haven't seen it yet, go and look at the scenes. He's so emotional. He's got out 3 points over Liverpool and Klopp. And I think it just says a lot about the game as well, what it means to managers. He's got a lot of character, he's got a lot of personality, and I think at some point this season, we are going to have to actually start asking, just how good is Ralph Hasenhüttl. I've got a lot of time and I've got a lot of respect for what he's done at Southampton. It would have been very easy for the board to not back him, so they deserve huge credit as well. And you know what? The reason that I give Southampton credit and Leicester and Villa, but particularly Southampton at the moment, is because they're bringing something different to the league. They're bringing something different to the league. And fair play to them, because the league needs more teams to step up. It needs teams to make the league competitive. Listen, I want United to win the league. I want United to be the best. But I also want this league to be the best. And right now, it is the best because no team is just saying, go on, just have the ball, go on. They're not, it's not like the last few years where teams have just rolled over. This is the most competitive league in the world, the best league in the world. And full credit to Southampton tonight. They deserve that. They earned that. They've shown a lot of character. Like I say, a lot of people will say Van Dijk's missing for Liverpool. Matip, they're missing players. They're missing something. Well, like I say, they're missing Vestergaard, Romeu. Two really important players for Southampton. And they've gone out there. They've got the goal. Danny Ings, what a finish that was. And Southampton now, for me, are serious contenders for Europa League football. Serious contenders, and I think they can only get better from here on in. I thought the loss to Manchester City had taken the wind out of their sails. I'd been watching them in a few games and I thought, okay, should have beaten Arsenal, lost to City, 2 goalless draws, and they've gone out there tonight and they've put on a really top-class performance. composed, aggressive when they needed to be, good on the ball, played on the front foot at times, closed them down, all that good stuff. Well done, Southampton. You deserve that. And what do you think now? If you're a Southampton fan, are you genuinely starting to believe that you could be European Saints next season? Let me know in the comment section because I'd love to hear what you think about your team right now. Hassan Hutel, what are your thoughts on him? What were your thoughts after that 9-0 loss to Leicester last season? Let me know in the comment section below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe, leave a like, and until next time, I'll see you all soon. It's finished. Southampton 1, Liverpool 0.